Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. This video is going to be about the new files, the new book where I use your comments as the entries for what's going to be added. So without further ado, let's spin a wheel and see which comment we get. In the future, I'm probably just going to scroll up and down the comment section. Wherever my mouse is, that's a comment I'll pick. But there's only 2 comments, so I ended up taking a screenshot of both. And we're going to spin a wheel and see who we get. Which lucky person is going to get? Ooh, looks like it's this one. This person left a comment, thank you. It appears that it's my father. Hello, Dad. Thank you for the support. And in doing so, you get be added. You are the first entry. So let us open up the creature wheel. Yay! So as you can see over here, these are all the creatures I have. I have drowns, ogres, vampires, undead. So undead is like zombies, skeletons, that kind of things. Yeah, like necromancy kind of stuff. Then we have ghosts, we have the cyclops, we have fungi people. But there we go. These are all the options that we have. So let's spin the wheel and see what Mr. Let's see what my dad or Joseph. Let's add his comment to here forever in the Google Doc. Alrighty, so let's spin the wheel, see what Joseph Steinhoff 8967 gets. Ooh, goblins? Hey, we got goblins. Alrighty. So on screen now, it's going to be a bunch of reference images of what goblins are and the kind of typical stereotropes and all that stuff. So we got goblins. Okay. So I'm going to spin the wheel 2 more times to see who the goblins dislike and who the goblins do like. So we're going to put the new files. The goblins. Boop. Okay, there. Oh, there we go. Goblins like and goblins dislike. Oh, I did that one backwards for some reason. Dislike. There we go. Okay, ready? Let's spin the wheel again. This is for which one goblins like, by the way. Drow? Drow? Drow. I actually. Hold on. Drow. Goblins don't like. Oh no, goblins do like the drow. Interesting. Okay, and who do the goblins not like? They don't like the drow. I probably should have hit remove. Okay. Well, we gotta spin it again. Cause they can't like and dislike people. Ooh, are we getting gnomes? We got gnomes, so they dislike gnomes. Alrighty, so here are the results. Joseph Steinhoff 8967 with your comment, your very lovely comment, and uh, it's deeply appreciated. Thank you. You got the goblins who like drow but dislike gnomes. Alrighty. Alright, so after doing some research, I did a little bit of learning about goblins. Things to know about goblins: they are playful tricksters, potentially shapeshifters, don't know if you knew that, and they live in caves. And when doing my research, hold on, let me see if I can pull it back up. Goblins lore. This right here. And here in the mischief section, it says common activities including playing pranks, leading travelers astray, and causing poltergeist activity. And if you don't know, poltergeist effectively mean ghost. So in my mind, the Ghostbusters are just a bunch of goblins now. So if someone can draw a fan art of that, of the Ghostbusters being goblins, that'd be great. Please email me that. That would be. If someone does that, I will change my YouTube profile picture to that for a week. Alrighty. Anyways, back on track. So this is everything we know about goblins. And then things to know about gnomes and drow as well. I did a little image research. Not going to dive too deep into them though, because those are for another day. But drow effectively seem like evil elves, and they too live in caves. So it works. It makes sense. Like they go hand in hand pretty well actually. And gnomes seem to be like druids and wizards and one with nature almost. So I'm going to start working on a story. See how far we get. So this is the story plan that I have. The goblins will be living in the forest to begin with, because when I think of goblins, I effectively think of just small little tribes of pranksters in the forest. But they got kicked out by the gnomes, who had magical connection to the woods. Some goblins tried learning their secrets by becoming shapeshifters, or they also gained the poltergeist ability at this point, but they were overran by the gnomes being too powerful. So they ran into the caves where they met the drow. Quickly became pals through pranks and malicious fun. Now the drow and the goblins plan on taking back the forest. War between the goblins and gnomes. Now to be continued.
While working, Skelly had a really important message to tell everyone.
Make sure to hydrate. It's very important.
Now time for the results.
Welcome back, everyone. We have now gotten our lore done of the general basis of what the goblins are doing. So these are the goblins in the new files. Goblins used to live peacefully in the forest. Well, peaceful to them, not so much to others. Their malicious pranks and jokes made anyone walking along the nearby paths at risk. Many times, travelers would have to go all the way around the forest just to avoid the goblins altogether because of their pranks. One day, though, the gnomes had enough of this. They came from future installment and proceeded to use their natural attunement to the forest to overrun the goblins. The goblins didn't want to lose their land so easily, so they naturally fought back. But they weren't strong enough, so they had to fight dirty, using the gnomes' attunement to the wild for themselves. After studying the captured gnomes, some of their most elite soldiers learned how to shapeshift and talk to the spirits of the forest. Now, the goblins had a fighting chance, but they were still overran. The gnomes still had more experience than the goblins, so they were forced to fall back to the caves. It was quickly learned that these caves were home to the drow. At first, there was tension on every breath, but it was broken after only one day when they learned that they aren't too different from each other. They both enjoy causing pranks and harmless fun. After some time, the goblins realized that their new allies could help them fight back the gnomes and help them reclaim their home. It hasn't even been a year, but the goblins are now going back out into their home forest to reclaim their land. And if you're curious about how this will unfold in the future, then we'll just have to spin that wheel more times. And if you want to be part of that spin wheel, then leave a comment and maybe you'll be picked for more goblin lore. Or you can be the one to tell me where the gnomes came from, or why the drow are even in the cave in the first place. All that just by leaving a comment. And if you wanted to tell me specifically, oh, the gnomes kind of just popped into existence by the angels, then leave a comment specifically saying that. And if you get picked, then that will be the next installment. Or the drow are there because the earth formed around them and they had to crawl their way into the cave or something. I don't know. But leave a comment. And if you're picked, then I'll make that the specific lore for that creature. So some of you might be curious, why even bother? Why even bother leaving a comment for goblin lore or where gnomes came from or why the drow are in caves or whatever? Why leave a comment? What's the point in all this if I'm just going to make one really long paragraph? The point is because one day when I become big enough and have big enough budget, because right now I do not, then one day this could become a game. And you could play as the goblins that you made the lore for. You could play as the elves that you made the lore for, or the Goliath that you made the lore for, and your comment will also be in that game. But you have to leave a comment to find out. And if you want to see when your comment does hopefully get included in this series, you'd have to be subscribed to know when it's out. Along with that, you might have noticed, but let's go back to the wheel. You might notice that the goblins right here have taken. Just because they're taken doesn't mean that that's all the lore for them. You might have noticed, but this this lore right here kind of only describes one tribe. Who says there's only one tribe of goblins? I might spin the wheel again and it might land on goblins again. You get an entirely different tribe. You get an entirely different goblin lore who hate different people but love other people. They might hate werewolves but love cyclops. You just have to leave a comment on this video, and whenever part 2 comes out, you might be selected. And if there aren't enough comments, then I'll be pulling from other videos too. So make sure you subscribe and watch all the videos. Leave a comment on them, and hopefully you get selected. If not, that's fine. There are plenty of things on the wheel. If you have any suggestions on what should go on the wheel or where certain creatures' lore should go, then let me know in the comments as well. And if you're selected, then I'll add it, or your monster lore will be included as well. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week and peace.